Zegler is the prime example of how you should never think that you're bigger than the project.
A lot of what you see with Zegler is really just a pretty common Gen Z mentality.
The only excuse I can make for her is that she's young, she's immature, she doesn't know any better.
You took on the role, and that job comes with certain basic responsibilities. And one of the most basic is the responsibility to control yourself and comport yourself a certain way publicly so that you don't harm the project, thereby harm all the hundreds of other people who are working.
Oh, honey, she really thought she had escaped, that the worst was already behind her, that just because the footage dropped and lawsuits were zipping back and forth like bullets in a Hollywood shootout, the nightmare was done. Girl, no. Her legal team is out here scrambling like it's DEFCON 1, scrubbing every single trace of that scandal from the internet like their lives depend on it. And just when they think they've gotten a grip on this PR inferno,
to everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see me.
Ooh, Joe freaking Rogan enters the chat. Just days, literally days, after that now notorious audio of Rachel Zegler's backstage outburst from the Evita rehearsals starts bubbling in theater Facebook groups and niche fan forums, it erupts into mainstream madness. Because it doesn't just stay in the theater world, it makes its way to the Joe Rogan Experience. And baby, the second Joe hits play on that clip, it's like he dropped a bomb. This wasn't some passing comment or cheeky jab, no. This was Joe in full reaction mode, raw, unfiltered, and broadcast to millions. And the internet, it lost its damn mind.
And you don't really hate? No, I don't hate it.
Let's talk about that audio for a second. It's a short, shaky, chaotic little slice of drama, just 34 seconds. But in those 34 seconds, Rachel Zegler goes off. Captured during a tension-filled rehearsal break, you hear her voice rise, sharp and frustrated, aimed at everyone from the cast to the director. People online said it gave full diva in meltdown mode vibes, and they're not wrong. The audio might be grainy, but the emotion, crystal clear. And now Joe Rogan is all over it.
Rachel, what's it like to be in a movie with Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu?
It's fucking great. Okay? It's fucking great. I'm honored. I don't know why I sound so angry right now. I'm honored. Am I a psychopath? No, I've been getting a lot of questions about how do I feel? I feel amazing. We start kind of soon, and I'm just like...
And what does Joe do with that clip? Oh, baby, he plays it live mid-podcast, and his reaction, instant. You can literally see him lean in, pause, soak in every word, and then unleash. He starts calling out the chaos, the ego, the whole Hollywood insanity of it. And within hours, the internet is a war zone. Clips everywhere, split screen TikToks, reaction videos, meme edits, YouTube shorts titled Joe Rogan Destroys Rachel Zegler, racking up views faster than her box office numbers ever did.
I've never heard of her before. I don't know if this is her first project or if she's done movies like this before or anything that has anything to do with acting. Now she's mad because they done fired her from upcoming projects, but you're not a team player. Why would somebody want to hire you when you don't know how to play your part? Like, you didn't know how to play your part in the movie and in the real world. Let this be a lesson. Let this be a lesson, Rachel Zegler, and to anybody else who think that they are bigger than the project.
This wasn't just a scandal. This became a flame war because when Joe Rogan talks, people listen. And this time he hit harder than any legal team ever could. So now the question isn't just what's in that audio, it's what the hell set Joe Rogan off so bad? Why did this hit differently than every other celebrity scandal this year? How did one little 34-second audio leak flip Rachel's entire public image like a pancake on fire?
The negative effects of this.
This is an explosive area of conversation.
Whoa. I didn't expect that. He's looking at me silently. I will respectfully move on.
Thank you.
Let's roll it back. From the moment that audio hit the internet to the exact second Joe Rogan hit play, Because what went down on that podcast wasn't just commentary, it was a cultural detonation. That audio is short but savage. It throws us right into a storm. You hear background chatter, footsteps, maybe even the creak of the damn stage floor, and then bam! Rachel Zegler's voice cuts through the chaos like a dagger.
It's the most emotional experience that a person can go through, to know that what they're working on is something that has reached a generation of people. You know, now I'm a part of that legacy to some degree, and it's not something I take lightly, and it's just the most emotional experience.
Her tone, oh, it's tense. She's not crying. She's not screaming, but she is clearly done. She snaps, "I'm not doing this again," and allegedly throws serious shade at the director. And then, oh boy, there's a pause, and then she raises her voice. It's not just loud, it's intense. This isn't about forgetting lines or a rough rehearsal. This is deep, it's personal. And the supposed target of this verbal explosion, the production staff, maybe even the director himself.
And I'm there 24/7. I can't get out of it. And I don't know if that will make sense, but that's where I'm at. I'm so grateful for the things that I'm able to do. And a lot of what I'm able to do is because of you guys. And I'm so unbelievably thankful for that.
She's fed up. She allegedly rants about getting blamed, not being respected, and then drops the line that broke the internet. "This isn't their show, it's mine." Oh no, she did it. Arrogant, emotional, taken out of context. The internet didn't care. They were already eating it up like popcorn. TikTok creators went wild. Twitter threads turned into digital autopsies. People debated if she was a nightmare to work with or just cracking under pressure, but either way, everybody had something to say. Now here's the real twist. There's no video, no blurry backstage footage to nitpick, no flashy thumbnails, no director notes to bias you, just her voice.
A big reason why so many people are turned off by Rachel Zegler's attitude and behavior. I'm not saying that she's a mean girl in real life, but that attitude usually is something that people associate with mean girls in real life. At the same time, I also think that it's just because she's a theater kid, so the way she acts makes sense and she just needs PR training. Social media personalities have thrived on it before, but now girls are just done with it. And that could be because of the mistreatment that a lot of women have gotten in their lives from other girls. And so now growing up, after going through these mistreatments from other women in our lives, we're like, no. We're done with this. It's pretty interesting because I definitely think that there's a shift towards more compassion and understanding. Again, not saying that Rachel Zegler at all is like a mean girl or anything like that.
Caught in a raw, emotional moment. And that's what made Joe Rogan's take hit like a freight train. Because he wasn't reacting to he was reacting to her unfiltered. And he called it what it was, a meltdown. That's why this audio leak wasn't just viral, it was volcanic. And now people aren't just arguing about what happened backstage, they're questioning everything. Who's in control, who's exposed, and what does it cost to be caught without a script?
Or what? They're leaning into woke. Hardcore.
They're petrified of some kind of backlash.
So what exactly did Joe Rogan say that took this mess from gossip to global wildfire? Oh honey, get ready. When the audio stops playing on Joe's podcast, there's a beat of pure silence. You could hear a pin drop. Joe raises his brows. The whole room freezes. Then he lets out this tight, sharp little laugh. The kind that says, "Did y'all just hear what I heard?" And then he drops it. That's the clip. That's what everyone's been trying to bury. And with that, it was on. His guest, a comedian, just shakes his head, mouth open like, bro, what? Then Joe dives in.
People are mad at the big head girl. So now if you notice the spin on it, they're putting it all on her. I mean, I'm sure she sucks, but she is very young.
It's kind of sucks that a kid gets put into the position like that. You're young. And I know you have opinions about things, but this should be just about the movie.
Well,
let's just
to defend Big Head Girl, the message of the movie is to be that. That's the message that they wrote a script that's telling girls, I don't need nobody tells me I'm a 20-year-old girl, so obviously I should run my mouth all the time. That's the theme. Now,
it's not the same story?
No.
He calls the whole thing entitled, unhinged, the kind of behavior you see when a star forgets how to hear the word no. He tears into the Hollywood machine, the obsession with image control, the fake smiles and interviews, and how it all unravels when someone isn't running the show. He doesn't hold back at all. Then he hits her with this line, You're not Eva Perón. You're playing Eva Perón. Mic drop. Twitter exploded. TikTok exploded. Meme pages exploded. His quote starts trending like wildfire. The second Joe said, "You're not Eva Perón, you're playing Eva Perón," the floodgates blew wide open. TikTok was instantly flooded. People were stitching that exact moment with Rachel's alleged meltdown audio. One side of the screen showing waveforms of her yelling, the other showing Joe's stone cold reaction, and then the internet crowned it Rogan versus Zegler. Commentators, influencers, meme accounts, they all jumped in. Twitter caught fire. Threads debated whether Joe was being brutally honest or just cruel. YouTubers posted thumbnails like Joe Rogan just ended Rachel Zegler's career, racking up 6 figures in views overnight. Even parody accounts joined the circus, photoshopping Rachel in her Evita costume into the Joe Rogan Experience studio with captions like, "Evita, the musical, brought to you by Y'all." This wasn't just backlash anymore, it was full-on carnage. Here's the thing. Rachel already had a lot of people side-eyeing her. The Snow White controversy, the red carpet quotes, the interviews where she sounded, let's be real, kind of smug. People were already whispering, this audio, Joe's commentary, it was the match tossed on a gasoline-soaked reputation. And Joe wasn't done. He kept going. He brought up how stars rise too fast, start believing their own hype, and forget that they're supposed to be part of a team, not the sun the universe revolves around. He literally said, this isn't just a bad day, this is a pattern. And boom, fans started connecting the dots. Old interview clips resurfaced. People started analyzing her tone, her facial expressions, her "I'm not like other actresses" attitude. Suddenly, Joe's not just reacting, he's narrating the collapse. And let's not forget, this is Joe Rogan we're talking about. He's roasted Will Smith, Meghan Markle, Ezra Miller. He lives for these moments, but this one, this hit different. Maybe it's because the audio felt so real, so not for public consumption, so accidental. It wasn't produced, it wasn't staged, it was raw. And the fact that Joe played it, commented on it, and then moved on like it was just another Tuesday, it made the internet lose its collective mind. The hashtag started trending again, Zegler meltdown. Now paired with parody Rogan roast, people weren't just reacting to Rachel, they were reacting to Rogan reacting to Rachel. It was meta, it was messy, it was internet, and Rachel, she's nowhere to be found. Her team, oh, they're panicking. You can smell the panic. According to sources, they're in full-blown DEFCON 1, drafting statements, plotting PR responses, whispering about whether she needs to go on camera and say something, anything. Because now it's not just about one leaked clip. It's about how Rogan's commentary turned a backstage blip into a cultural storm. Insiders say her lawyers are in a frenzy. They were already busy sending takedown threats for the original audio, but now they're considering going after people reposting Joe's podcast reaction. Let that sink in. They're not just trying to bury the leak, they're trying to bury the reaction to the leak. Legal gray area? Ooh, yeah, because once something becomes parody, commentary, or viral content, it's hard to scrub. And Rachel's team knows they're losing the narrative fast. And now, mainstream news outlets are getting involved, using Joe Rogan's name to revive the Rachel Zegler story with fresh headlines. Joe Rogan slams Rachel Zegler over leaked audio. Backstage, meltdown reignites as Rogan reacts from Broadway to blow up. Zegler under fire again. It's brutal. It's nonstop. And it's no longer a niche scandal whispered in theater circles. It's everywhere. Back on Twitter, people are choosing sides. Some say Rachel is being cyberbullied, targeted by influencers and internet giants who are turning a tough moment into a takedown. Others, they say she's playing the victim and her legal team is overreaching. The battle lines are drawn and Rogan, oh, he's just chilling. No apology, no clarification, no backtracking, just a smirk and a comment about how you can't fake authenticity. That's it. That's the tweet. And at this point, Rachel's PR team is left picking up the wreckage. But here's the kicker. The fire, it's already out of the bottle. You can't rewind this. You can't no comment your way out of this, because now we're not even talking about Evita anymore. We're talking about something way bigger. Let's zoom out for a minute, because this isn't just about Rachel Zegler anymore. This is about the entire Hollywood system getting shaken up by one 34-second audio leak and a microphone in front of Joe Rogan. What we're witnessing isn't just a scandal. It's a case study in how quickly a rising star can become the center of a digital firestorm that eats everything in its path. Think about it. Years ago, if an actress had a meltdown backstage, it stayed backstage, period. Maybe a few crew members whispered, maybe the director got annoyed, but that was it. Not anymore. One person records, one TikTok goes up, one podcast reacts, and suddenly, you're done. Rachel Zegler is just the latest name in a growing list of stars burned at the stake by the internet's unforgiving spotlight. Before her, Ezra Miller. Before that, Amber Heard. Before that, Will Smith. And each time it starts the same way. A moment leaks. The public reacts. Then a big voice, Joe Rogan in this case, amplifies it. And boom, the internet locks in its verdict. What's horrifying is how fast it happens. Rachel's tension had been brewing for weeks. Rumors, whispers, side eyes. Then boom, the audio leaks. And before she even has a chance to blink, Joe Rogan presses play. And that's when everything goes nuclear. This isn't just about what Rachel said in that rehearsal. It's about what people heard in her voice. That clip, that moment, that was the internet's final straw. The rage, the entitlement, the "this isn't their show, it's mine" line. It didn't just go viral, it defined her. And now the world isn't asking, did she snap? They're asking, is this who she really is? And that question, that's the most dangerous one in showbiz, because in 2025, you're not judged by your resume, you're judged by your moments. And this meltdown is Rachel's moment. Fair? Maybe not, but real? Oh, absolutely. And now Hollywood is watching. Casting agents, producers, studio execs, everyone is holding their breath, because the question is no longer, is Rachel Zegler talented? It's, is she worth the risk? And that is where reputations go to die, because you can be brilliant, you can be box office gold, but if your optics are radioactive, nobody wants to touch you. Especially not when the most influential podcaster on earth just roasted you in front of millions. And not in a soundbite, not in a headline, in a narrative. Joe didn't just react, he reframed the whole story. From poor Rachel got caught in a bad moment to this isn't new, this is who she is. The scariest part, Rachel hasn't said a single word. She's silent. Her team is flinging cease and desist like darts, hoping to hit something that makes it all stop. But Rachel herself, she's MIA. And every second she stays quiet, the internet gets louder. Commentators keep posting, memes keep coming, clips get stitched, slowed down, re-edited. Her audio is looped with Joe's quote, "You're not Ava Barone," and people treat it like gospel. Because in the court of public opinion, the loudest take wins. And Joe Rogan, he shouted. So now everyone's asking, what happens next? Can Rachel come back from this? Maybe, but not without a full-on reset. She'd need a sit-down, a raw, real, messy interview. No glam, no script. Just her owning it. Or maybe a tell-all post. A teary-eyed confession. Something that screams, yes, I messed up, but I'm still human. Because right now, that silence is being filled by everyone but her. And what they're saying isn't cute. And here's a bigger lesson for every rising star, every influencer, every celeb hoping to keep it cute. Fame is not a shield. One leaked clip can demolish you. Truth doesn't even matter anymore. Narrative does. And once the internet decides who you are, good luck changing its mind, because in this new world, there's no such thing as off the record. Not on stage, not backstage, not even off mic. It's a terrifying reality, but it's the reason people are obsessed with this story. It's not just drama, it's a live look at what happens when a public figure gets thrown into the digital gauntlet in real time. Rachel Zegler's next move will define her career. Will she clap back? Will she disappear? Will she reinvent herself? We don't know, but what we do know is the internet is watching. Rogan is still talking, and this story, far from over. Because if there's one thing we know about scandals in the age of TikTok and podcast pile-ons, there's always another leak, another twist, another viral reaction just waiting to explode. So stay locked in, subscribe, turn on notifications, because in this chaotic, no holds barred Hollywood meltdown, the loudest moment might still be coming.